This is it. They had match point in the previous game. It slipped through their fingers. They get another shot here. Not having lost a series versus TSM in 531 days. But this is TSM's last rebuttal.
It's a long time. And hey, we already know that both these teams are going to Worlds. But remember, if you go to Worlds as the 3rd seed, we'll have to get through that play-in stage, so an extra step of competition there for whoever loses out. And more importantly, more directly, right in front of us here and now, you don't get the chance to fight for that trophy tomorrow. And for both of these teams, man, it's been a while. They want to get back in there and get another one of these. And of course, it's been longer. I know it's only been one split for Team Liquid, but when you go from 1st to 9th, that ages you.
When you're paying as much as Steve,
older.
You're paying as much as Steve. One split is an eternity.
Yeah,
you miss out on a split of a championship. I didn't pay for this.
To go back to 9th that's not how you do it. So Team Liquid has a redemption arc to make, and TSM, for the team that has the most banners flying in the LCS studio, has not added a new one to their list in a good long while. You know they are hungry to get back in there.
And the guy on screen right now, or not any longer, Broken Blade up there for the top side. He is still yet to win a championship with TSM, and he's talked about this a lot, you know, coming over and joining and suffering again. That 3-2 loss to Team Liquid in the finals was definitely heartbreaking for him, and he's worked a long way. Yeah, we have another 5-game series between Team Liquid and TSM. Red start again for the Jungle Shen, as we kind of predicted for the last time. Looks like it's going to be a very similar clear, but he's going for a gank. Level 2 Shen. All right, setup should be from Braum. Biofrost, he's only level 1. They don't have level 2 for the jump yet. You would want to get level 2 so you can jump to a minion, close the gap.
Importantly, though, Team Liquid also only level 1. There's no way to get away from this one. The chain CC will land, or I should just say the 1 CC, chained together with the auto attacks from Winter's Bite. And TSM, first blood in the bottom lane is tactical. Waves goodbye to Core JJ.
No level 2, no problem. Biofrost flashes in and kills the MVP support. Now, this should be a response from Graves. You see a Jungle Shen ganking bottom lane level 2 after starting red buff. You say, your top side jungle is forfeit. Graves should get in there, punish him, counter jungle. Oh, we saw a little quick preview. He's doing just that. Well done, Broxa. You don't want to let him get away with something like that.
Absolutely not. You've got to take whatever you can get back. Yeah, a chicken camp and a couple of Krugs isn't equal to first blood going over, but you've got to take what you can get in these types of situations. He will farm up those chickens, dash over the wall now, start dealing with the Krugs. Broken Blade is underneath his own turret here, as Impact has 2 waves crashing onto the tier 1 turret. Broxa looking to finish off this Krug camp. Doesn't look like they're going to do any sort of a crazy dive right now. We've all seen the montage clips of Irelia's making double kills out of these types of plays. So they'll just wait this one out. Broken Blade with the stun onto Impact. Now jumping in. Impact returning some damage with the trial by fire. Broken Blade down to 150. Impact gets the grasp. Here comes Broxa. Goes for the auto attack. He doesn't get it. There's no minion wave here. Team Liquid still looking to make sure that they're not letting Broken Blade out of this one. Smoke has him down to 50 HP. Broken Blade, somebody get the violin music. Play some Sarah McLachlan. In the arms of the Angel, fly away from here. Flash for the shot in the back, and Team Liquid gets their first kill of the game. Brox is now in some trouble, wants to get himself over the wall, wants to try to stay safe. Surprise! It's Biofrost showing up to help Spica and Bjergsen get the kill, and it's a 2-for-1 game for TSM.
So, Team Liquid make it happen. Graves is pretty tricky to go for tower dives because the tower can block your autos as well as your Q can't get past it. It'll explode on the edges. So it was kind of difficult for them to do that, and Impact does have to flash in on Gangplank for the last auto there, which gives TSM time to send reinforcements up. Broken Blade going for this trade gets him so low. He is just gritting his teeth, burning down from the trial by fire. He flashes away after Broxa gets in there to stop his recall, autoing and burning a bit. He still luckily had some consumables to work off of to get some. And then you're just clenching right here. You got smoke screen, you're down to single-digit HP almost, hiding under your turret, trying to block the Graves damage, forcing Impact to flash over and get the kill while the teleport comes in. But it's a support roam. Biofrost roams up off of the reset. You see on your mini-map that does cost your bottom lane it means Ashe has to back off. But the wave's already pushing towards double lift, towards Ashe, so he was not punished heavily in CS, and it's just a really good opening from Biofrost, who's honestly been playing out of his mind for this series. You know, getting the early kill, starting out with the level 2 gank from Spica, flashing in to get that CC, making a roam play up top to make sure that they get some payment back for the dive onto Broken Blade.
The thing that I really want to compliment there, one of the small details that I think made such a difference, the explicit timing of the teleport on to the last minion surviving for TSM kept any of the TL minions from getting in turret range. Otherwise, Broxa is able to walk through the turret and find a better path to escape. Because of that timing on that teleport on the minion to block those, it made Broxa go down the path he did. I think that was a super small detail that was so important for the success there for TSM. As now, the counterattack coming in from TL, trying to find a kill. On to TSM, looking for one on a Biofrost, and they have got it, tying this game up 2-2, but it's a TSM Ocean Drake.
Cast the Cursey! Biofrost is down! Dragon goes over to TSM beforehand. They are able to finish off the objective, but collapse here. Teleport from Jensen. Bjergsen using his teleport top. Now Jensen's able to get one himself too. And I like the move with the shockwave. He just wants to be able to make sure he pulls Biofrost in to secure the kill on the exit for Team Liquid so that they can get some gold back for themselves in payment for this Drake. Jungle Shen approaching the level 6 though here after fully clearing the rest of his camps with Wolves, Red, and Krugs. Should be able to get access to his ultimate, so Team Liquid have to start counting down and watching their aggression. TSM have a lot of options for where they can try and force this. I personally like using it on bottom lane. When you have your Ashe Arrow level 6 plus Braum ultimate, it's a lot of CC to set up a Shen play, but you can also use it on Broken Blade. A reason you pick Aurelia into Gangplank is to get kills on the Gangplank. And if you have Shen plus Aurelia, that makes the dive very, very scary.
That dive coupled with a Zillion ulti and a potential team fight to make sure Broken Blade gets back up. Honestly, the jungle and mid lane picks just facilitate Broken Blade's success so well in this game. I think so much of how these fights play out later will depend on whether or not he's able to pop off and have that sort of a montage game here with this Irelia pick in game number 5. Core JJ and Tactical are forced to respect Doublelift and Biofrost as they step up. Tactical still level 5, as is everybody else down here just now. Ticking that level 6, has that ready to go if somebody ever shows up and makes a play. But there's your Dark Passage showing up just to make sure Tactical's not in a bad spot.
Yeah, you can tell he's got confidence to go for these sidestep dodges, and he dodges 2 of Biofrost's attempted Qs there from Braum, knowing that even if one does land, he's got Thresh a decent distance away. This is why you kind of position like that in lane. Core JJ always cognizant of Tactical's position to give him enough distance for a possible Dark Passage if a skill shot actually lands, and he does fail to pull off a sidestep.
Broxa's Graves is another talking point here that I want to address a little bit, because this has been banned every single game so far. TL has not been allowed to play this champion up until this point. TSM finally relinquishing control over that in the draft. And it means that Broxa now has 2 out of 2 kill participation. Also working on the Rift Herald here. He'll be able to pick that one up. No contest coming out from TSM. So want to keep an eye on this pick, see how this continues to work as we get more and more towards the mid game, more and more towards the larger fights. You already talked about the vulnerabilities of the champion, being able to have its auto attacks blocked and the Q being stopped on terrain, but we know that Graves can also pop off so hard with so much of that bursty damage. When you look across the table at the champs he's going up against, this Shen would be the only one that gets pretty tanky. Dark Passage thrown down by Core JJ here. TSM bringing down everybody at Spica, going for a taunt against Broxa, but now the counterattack from TL, but now the counterattack to the counterattack from TSM. Spica's going to be burning away. He has the ulti down from the Zillion, but now the rest of the cavalry has arrived. A shell in the back from Broxa to Doublelift, says from Broxa with love on the side as Biofrost tries to run, but here comes TL yet again, right behind him. Double kill for Broxa.
Critical strategic error from TSM here, Captain Flowers. They make a bottom dive when at a teleport deficit. There is no teleport for Broken Blade. Impact joins on the Gangplank. He's got the global ultimate to instantly have an impact on the team fight, and then also teleports in to join in person. And Team Liquid, they closed the trap shut. They already had Broxa running down the lane, and they're able to make it happen. Now, this is going to come at a cost of a top lane minion wave. TSM did push that in before it started out, but TL will gladly pay that. They do get a first kill here with the dive for TSM onto the support, but your Zillion ult runs out just as they get the execution here. And Jhin, we mentioned the strengths of this champion, getting chase down kills, getting snares for the team. With the ultimate, Tactical is able to punish TSM super heavily. Broxa's even able to chase down the second one there. As you're talking about his Graves, he is going right into that lethality to have an early impact in the game.
I love it. I love to see it. Only Shen would be stacking up the armor, so that lethality will get a lot of mileage this game, piercing the low armor targets of the rest of TSM. Tactical's Jhin, the ulti shots were on point. Sometimes you see Jhin ultis and you're like, okay, I don't really know where the guy's aiming these, but at least it looks cool. Not for Tactical, man. Every single one of those shots hitting the mark. The fourth one, of course, was flashed away from. I won't fault somebody for that, considering you're getting a 5-minute cooldown in exchange for one single bullet. I would call that one worth. So TL currently in a 5-3 game. They got a 1,000 gold lead. No turrets taken by either team here just yet. Of course, turret plating is still around for another 2.5 minutes. We still have the Rift Herald in Brox's inventory for a little bit over 60 more seconds. TL will need to find an opportunity to use that one or risk being stuck having one of those derp Rift Heralds that you just drop in the middle of the map and hope it wanders into a turret on accident. But the play of the game right now is the Drake, Kobe. It's Broxa going for Infernal Drake here. We know TSM already took the first one. TL wants to make sure this doesn't turn into a Drake stacking bonanza, but a TP's coming in. TSM don't want to let him get away with it for free. Broken Blade will be coming around on the flank. Bjergsen looking to make some moves here with the Zillion. Broxa and the rest of Team Liquid walking away. Ward over the wall sees Broken Blade, and TSM will not get any value out of that teleport from their top laner. Oh, but what is this? There's going to be some value after all. Biofrost, what are you doing down there, sir?
Another strategic error for TSM. They try and pull off a teleport flank, but the teleport is positioned down on the bottom half of the map, and Team Liquid already in escape pattern towards the mid lane here. So with the Dark Passage, Team Liquid are able to get out after taking the Dragon. They even it up 1-1. Broxa with the Rift Herald from previously on top side of the map can activate it on top side, and they get to punish here even harder.
Not the ideal summoning time. Of course, if you had extra time on Shelly, you would be able to take down, you know, another plate, make sure she gets a little bit of extra damage onto the turret. But I actually think it was just about to expire and he needed to drop it where it was or lose it. So, again, not going to assign any blame there, just pointing out the fact that the timer was nearly resolved. And with that summoning in the bottom lane, with those turret plates being knocked down a little bit, 1,500 gold lead here for TL. Broken Blade going in for the full-on 1v1 against Impact, who gets plenty of damage in retaliation there. Broken Blade placing another one of those knives on the ground, making sure Impact doesn't chase it any further. Broken Blade has a massive advantage here in the top lane, 111 to 81 CS.
He has been making the most of it, and a lot of it does hinge on kill pressure for the Aurelia. You saw him. Also, Aurelia has a really easy time with barrel fights because you can stack up your passive for Aurelia, and they buff the attack speed that you get per stack for it. So very, very easy for him to just turn and deny a lot of the possibilities of return damage from Impact. We'll see the true power of it if he gets to link up with Spica and get that Aurelia-Shen combination that we talked about. Right. But right now, Team Liquid, they are doing so well with this early lead. Broxa with 4 kills on the Graves, fully funded Umbral Glaive that will just
14 minutes.
delete the wards from TSM, and it feels so much better on Graves since he has the reloading mechanic.
Oh yeah, the difference between having to pop 2 more shells into the gun to kill the ward or not, night and day on this champion. Full kill participation still. We're seeing firsthand why this champion was banned so much. There you go, give it another one. 30 more gold in his pocket. It's like a minute and a half just for clearing those. Nope, there's another one. Easy money for the side of Team Liquid as they clear those out. Now, we'll see as Broxa moves forward. Sometimes Graves players will just go for that Umbral Glaive nice and early, then transition into the more bruiser itemization like a Cleaver and a Death's Dance. Or in a situation like these, sometimes you'll see them go for even more stacked lethality to just try to find those high damage one-shots against a squishy team. So up to Broxa, how he wants to proceed forward with that one. Bjergsen now level 11 on the Zilean. Getting the second point in that ulti means a lower cooldown for the Zilean. And honestly, Kobe, these Zilean ultimates are going to be pretty critical as we move forward in this game. Now past 15 minutes, the fights are going to start getting bigger.
Yeah, the full brunt of the composition of TSM comes to fruition when they get to put all the parts together. It's the synergy between Aurelia, Shen, and Zilean. TSM are trying to set up Broken Blade to be the star of this game. If you can get speed ups on Aurelia, allow her to get into position and control the battlefield with your bombs and zoning, it makes it easier for her to land the stuns. You can set up stuns with the other one, trying to get consecutive ones for full kills. Meanwhile, Team Liquid have a much more conventional setup. While TSM are trying to put the star here in place for Broken Blade and lift him up to be a big carry for the team, Team Liquid have multiple options here and a lot of versatility. All the crowd control on bottom side should allow Jensen to get his own shockwaves. They don't really have a great shockwave delivery person unless Core JJ decides to take the death sentence all the way in. Other than that,
trip.
Yeah, it has to be a lot more positioning for Team Liquid around the big AoE ultimates. And Impact Gangplank is going to be one of the big ones to start it out. See if they can actually pull that off versus the high mobility that is Zilean sped up Aurelia.
Now, last game I commented how 3 out of 4 games in the series so far had been an Ocean Soul. Here in this 5th game, that will not be the case. It is a Cloud Soul yet again. Those are the only 2 that we've seen so far here today. And that Cloud Drake is spawning for the first time here in 5 seconds. Both teams with a single Drake under their control so far means nobody's going to be threatening Soul Point with a secure over this objective. TSM are the ones with control over bottom side River Vision. You can see the control ward in the pit. Everybody hanging out down here as well. Team Liquid aren't exactly nearby, aren't exactly threatening for this. Broken Blade has already joined the party without needing the teleport, just decided to walk his way down here. If TL want to fight for this, they must commit the teleport from Impact to join. That looks like it'll be what they do. Broxa walking forward, trying to potentially contest the Cloud Drake. Won't be able to. Now Team Liquid trying to disengage. The damage is coming in. That's going to be the res coming through. Broken Blade kept alive with that one. Flash up the wall, stays safe. Zilean ulti doing the work, making it so TSM can grab the objective and get away.
And you can see step 1 and step 2 for the TSM strategy was laid in place during that fight. They Shen stand united on Broken Blade, and they had to Bjergsen ultimate him very quickly with the Zilean. Team Liquid's answer in their counter, bursting down Broken Blade through the shield as well as proccing that Zilean ult, put a stop to it and force out the flash from Broken Blade, taking away one of the very important flashes. But that all being said, it did go to the efforts of stacking these dragons. And one of the ramifications of a Cloud Soul being your soul for the map, all these dragons for Clouds, they stack up extra cooldown reduction for your ultimate. Like Zilean is going to be perma-ulting people. You thought it was annoying before seeing Bjergsen Zilean get 2 resurrections off in a team fight. That is going to be very annoying. Plus, obviously, the Shen and Ashe, really big ultimates as well. So the more Cloud Drakes that we get because it's a Cloud Soul map is going to mean a lot of the extra CDR for your ults.
Oh, still a 2,000 gold game here separating Team Liquid and TSM. Nice counterplay from TL after losing that Drake situation, giving that objective away, making sure they got both of those turrets there in the bottom lane. Gives them a 2-to-1 turret lead, but Bjergsen will equalize that here with a couple of auto attacks onto this tier 1 and top side. Jensen is rotating up to stop him. Bjergsen should have enough free firing time here. 2 more auto attacks. Make sure it gets done. Spica looking to steal away the enemy blue buff. Keep that one off of Jensen. Should get it with the smite. There you go. And TSM are backing out. They don't really have a lot of information about the whereabouts of all of TL. They don't want to push up too blind here, as the bottom laners will be just farming up in mid lane, continuing to work towards those additional items. You can see Essence Reaver already completed for Double Lift, Infinity Edge, the first item here for Tactical.
It's such an interesting situation because Team Liquid have the extra gold lead. They have the extra item power spikes coming through. You know, Gangplank obviously earns more gold, but it's that in addition to the extra kills that Team Liquid have been able to rack up, plus the turret plate money that they got. However, they do not have a great means of forcing their team fight. We kind of went over how difficult it is for a ball delivery system for Team Liquid. CoreJJ would have to fully commit. Other than that, it is Jensen fishing by placing his own Orianna ball. So while Team Liquid have general control and they have the damage and they have the capabilities of answering globals with Gangplank ultimate and a lot of zoning on their team, they don't have the hard force.
Speaking of the force, bottom side, it's Spica and Broken Blade going for it. Flash away from Impact, but the flash follow from Spica is a kill for TSM and a pick onto that split push.
There it is, the Aurelia again, lifted up in this team comp. Synergies on display. Stand United in the side lane. They get flashes, 4 flashes right there. Spica able to follow him for locking up the taunt for himself. Kill goes over, and TSM starting to claw back in the gold.
TSM using the power of the Aurelia to dive with the Shin there. And yeah, TL kind of falls into that category of so many team comps that we've seen throughout the years, not just the split, where you have strong disengage tools. And although they can also be used to engage, sort of, it's not nearly as effective. Let's see if they can find their way onto Broken Blade down here. CoreJJ trying to get away from the CC. There you go, Flay's starting it off. Nice sidestep away from the Deadly Flourish. The box is summoned up. They want to make sure they give the money to anybody not named CoreJJ, and there you go. Jensen gets the kill. That's his first one of the game here on the Orianna.
Boots of swiftness, baby. CoreJJ's got the moves. He runs right around that stun, and he locks up the counter kill for Team Liquid, getting some side lane pressure back for themselves. You know, the gold is nice, but being able to push out that bottom lane 30 seconds before Dragon spawns, that's the real reward. You get all these mini objectives. Steal away blue, drop some deep wards, you have deep vision leading up to this second Cloud Drake that is going to arrive to the Rift, which you really do want to deny to the TSM squad. With all that cooldown reduction, ignoring CDR cap, by the way, for the ultimate cooldown reduction. This is a really big play by Team Liquid, by CoreJJ. Impact will be left on the weaker side of the map as all his teammates are trying to clean up that dragon.
Yeah, Impact stands alone in a 1v3 situation. Fortunately, has the power of the wave clear there with the barrels to make sure that TSM don't want to mount any sort of a dive coming through. And TL will once again make this dragon count equal. Both teams at 2 elemental drakes apiece. No soul anytime soon. Once more looking like one of those situations where even with an early soul,
Pirate in a bush.
30 minutes. But here he comes, jumping out of the brushes, looking for the kill on Bjergsen. Will force the ulti out, eats the oranges, everything's K, wants to let it wear off, fires off the last little bit of a bullet. Here comes the ulti. Bjergsen is still walking out. You can't kill Santa Claus that easy.
Oh my goodness, he can't take him down! Even with great positioning in the bush, in the side lane, Bjergsen just too slippery. Can't get him down. Broken Blade spending a decent amount in that as the rest of TSM do funnel over. Look at the minimap. With everybody from Team Liquid heading topside to try and take down Bjergsen, Broken Blade's Aurelia pushes on that bottom tower, and Impact had to go for a quick recall to try and match.
Tactical in a bit of a bad spot here after the Lantern was taken by Broxa. Now they have to continue to retreat as Broken Blade on the front line once again. Instant Zillion ulti, keeping him alive, trying to make sure he doesn't get punished too heavily here. Gen ulti opens up, TSM in retreat. 2 out of 3 shots have connected, there's another one. 4th shot finds its way onto Broken Blade as Biofrost and Broken Blade are down below 1/4 HP. They have to fully retreat here. TL have forced TSM away, but they're not exactly in great shape themselves. Tactical had to commit Flash and Cleanse both to make sure he wasn't killed at the onset of that fight.
Pretty fun to watch the tug of war here. You know, TSM with the multiple engage options, but Team Liquid with very strong disengaged as we've gone over, and them able to fend off TSM. But then once they get the counter, they aren't able to lock anyone in place. And so we keep having these Broken Blade defensive flashes out, and Team Liquid not able to pin them down, and a little bit of a stalemate. In the aftermath of a stalemate, though, with Jensen getting that top tower, general benefit to Team Liquid.
Well, or maybe not with Impact once again in the 1v2. Broken Blade and Spica take him down.
And that was not even with the Stand United. Spica walks on down to his compatriot here. So you still have to worry about a Stand United big play. This time around, Spica's going a little bit more selfish with the build. Dead man's plate for the extra move speed. And he does traverse the map quicker for those types of plays while retaining the option of Stand United to answer any sort of counterplay from Team Liquid. I kind of like that, where you get to hold more offensive options open, knowing that TL don't have too many ways to force. So if they do, then you still have your counter ready.
And if you look at Broxa, who just completed his third big item of the game, it is the Black Cleaver, so switching over to the more Bruiser-style itemization, seeing the Dead Man's Plate on the Shen, knowing that the Irelia is the one that everybody's trying to enable, and you won't be able to stack lethality as effectively. She's already got Ninja Tabby, Death's Dance probably coming along pretty soon. I like the adaptation here from Broxa, making sure he goes for this item instead of just additional lethality, since it'll be harder to get close to Doublelift or Bjergsen here. Nice Deadly Flourish from Tactical, but it doesn't mean anything because the rest of TSM is standing by to make sure he stays safe. And Impact is alive here once more. Back onto the bottom side of the map. Spica is still hanging around, takes the Blast Cone away. CoreJJ goes for that Death Sentence, won't quite find it. TL still chasing. Here comes your Impact ulti. Nice Deadly Flourish coming through. Okay, he's not getting out of that one.
Beautiful combo there. Impact with the Gangplank ultimate instantly allowing Tactical to get the proc. He just touches him with the Gangplank ultimate, Deadly Flourish. That's why in Gem Select, I kept mentioning Jhin for Tactical. He's so good with these locking up snares. They're able to pick off TSM. They did use some of their big abilities to do it, namely the Gangplank ultimate, but it's a fairly short cooldown, and Team Liquid themselves have a Cloud Drake, further reducing it, so really good usage for them, allowing them to push on bottom and mid, prepping for the third Cloud Dragon of the game.
Yeah, itemization for Gangplank also doing a lot to enable that, making sure he has the maximum CDR after 2 items are completed with Trinity Force plus Essence Reaver there. Jensen wants to steal away the enemy blue buff, but Spica being nearby can smite that one away. So small win for TL, at least it's not in Bjergsen's hands, but Jensen not having it isn't exactly what he was hoping for. Trying to steal it away over there. Jensen is level 16 this game, as is Bjergsen. Both of these mid laners, highest level in the game, in Game 5 for a spot in the finals, looking to out-carry one another. Man, Bjergsen's words in between the games, what we heard him talk about, like, yeah, Jensen's salty about past games or something, I don't know. It's just his attitude towards it is, I don't care what you think about me because I don't think about you. It is just the most hardcore disrespect you could possibly give, even if you don't intend it. And I love that. Bjergsen is just a stone-cold killer in the mid lane, and he has done so much work for his team throughout this split. But Jensen, man, both those TF games from earlier today, he's been instrumental in getting Team Liquid to this match point so far, and I just want to see a carry-off between these two.
And not only is it match point, it is Dragon Soul points. TSM do get scouted out on their attempt of a sneak of this Baron, but sticking around on it for a little bit longer than intended. Spica eating up some damage. This Dragon Soul procced by Team Liquid with that quick Dragon, while TSM are moving towards mid, is going to be a really big pulling point. Because again, with 3 Dragons, you draw so much extra power when you're a team that does not have the crazy initiation tools. This is your greatest asset. You get to draw the other team to you at a very low damage, high reward objective. And that draws them into corridors for Orianna Shockwaves, into corridors for Gangplank barrel chains, into ultimate for Gangplank. This is just a dream scenario for a squad that doesn't have, like Malphite hard engages for themselves. They can use the power of the objective force.
That one's called an oopsie. Biofrost uses stopwatch to check the time, and unfortunately, it's time to sell it and buy a new item because that's not going to accomplish much any longer. Oh, no.
It was the classic. You could tell exactly what it is, right? It was he was trying to place the ward. He had it in the wrong spot. That's definitely on you. It is a big zoom right in on him. We got
Oh,
nothing else to do.
rub it in.
Observer flame, best flame.
Well, we'll keep an eye on whether or not that could have been a big game changer in any of the upcoming fights. Right now, that Baron is on the map. You mentioned TSM tried to sneak it. It didn't work out. Still no Drake for another 3 minutes. So we're sort of just going to see everyone trade positioning back and forth here a little bit. Tactical with a nice fourth shot on double lift for 40% of his health. Does give TL the chance to walk up here with a couple of other players and take down that tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Is a 4 turret to 3 turret count now, as TL still commands a modest gold lead of 2,500.
And the ball is going to be in Team Liquid's court upon the arrival of the Dragon. 30 seconds beforehand, you set up your control wards, you try and get bush placement for your Gangplank and your Orianna. The two big winners of TSM being forced to come check into you. Core JJ then tries to play the front man. Core JJ will be the difference maker. You basically try and set up opportunities for your two big carries to get those big AoEs. And for TSM, they know what's coming. This is their biggest worry, is that setup around the Dragon Soul. Will you make the option of actually trying to trade it and give it up for something bigger? Baron actually being started up before the Dragon even arrives, because they were just checking in on it, give him a little taste.
Yeah. Just bait it in a little bit. Bait the Baron.
He's pissed.
So, yeah, he's very not happy about these unwelcome visitors coming over to his home. But TL are making the call. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Spica's nearby. The last game was won with a Shen Smite Baron steal. Team Liquid, do you want to commit for this? Do you want to force the Baron? Do you want to go 50-50? Answer's going to be no. Core JJ getting stunned up. Broken Blade into the back line, looking to disrupt these guys and cause all sorts of trouble. Over the wall he goes. Shockwave comes down. Broken Blade getting himself away. Core JJ is down. Broken Blade tries to run. He's still alive barely. He somehow gets away with sub 100 HP. It is a 1-for-0 so far for TSM, but it's about to be 2. Impact is caught out of position, and TSM will have themselves 2 free kills.
I honestly don't know why TL forced on the early Baron when the Dragon is a lot safer to do it on. And now TSM, they got the dream flank, that deep ward that they left in the blue quadrant in the jungle. Here we go, though. Bjergsen trying to screen the rest of Team Liquid so that they can't go over and interrupt this Baron. This is critical.
TSM turning the fate of this game around. They were behind for a long time, and now they've got the Baron. An error from Team Liquid, a punish from TSM, and proper protection after the fact means TSM now has Baron up. They're wearing purple. They're ready to go. This is a turning point, potentially, in this Game 5.
Team Liquid are going to review that and be very unhappy with themselves. They do not do the prep work. You have to clear behind you. You know that TSM's comp is about the Aurelia getting to your backline, and they didn't clear these deep wards. So great teleport flank from TSM. Big opportunity now. Broken Blade made the big play into the backline and barely got out, by the way, since the Zillion ult didn't proc, but now the Dragon fight.
Arrow comes through, Tactical is hit and immediately has to cleanse to make sure they can't follow up. It's control over the pit for TL, but Spica is nearby. Remember, it is Cloud Soul. If Team Liquid are able to acquire this objective for themselves, Team Liquid with the Baron buff, feeling stronger, looking to fight, going in. Broken Blade ulti, not going to hit the mark. Now Gangplank bringing down the ulti onto multiple people. Core JJ going into the stasis, staying alive. Broken Blade going to be taken very low, but Impact's going to be taken down. Also, Core JJ out of the picture. It's 3v5 on the map. Broken Blade diving after Tactical, likely going to be able to find the kill here. There you go. Broken Blade falls. Brox are running away. Jensen barely going to be kept alive, now having to kite away himself. He's somehow still alive. Spica in hot pursuit. Doublet's got the slows. TSM has got him in their sights. And that is an ace for Team SoloMid.
No member of Team Liquid alive to defend the base with a Baron up TSM, making them pay for it. I can't believe this. Got back Captain Flowers. They've done it.
This could be game. This could be game. It's Core JJ up in 1 second. Impact is up in 10. If he's able to use the barrels, get some good chunks of these guys, there might still be hope to hang on here, but they've got them in the way. They've got 4 of their players, including Double Lift, trying to put some damage onto the Tier 1 turret. Impact has arrived, tries to find some barrel chains, gives away 10 free gold. TSM on the retreat. The game is not over yet, but ever since that Baron, I would say the pendulum swung, but the damn thing broke through the wall and snapped off the chain. TSM are in the driver's seat.
It snapped off the chain, Flowers, and flew in the trash. TSM have this game. What a big turnaround. They get themselves the dragon, denying the Cloud Soul to Team Liquid. So much money into their pockets as well. Another big team fight for them as they chase Team Liquid down. Look at this. Again, now they're wearing the Baron buff with the extra stats, and they get the early cleanse Mikhails out of Team Liquid. Cooldown used there for the Ash Arrow. Then Team Liquid started up. They know that if they get this dragon, it's a huge reward. If TSM get it, they don't get the actual soul yet because they only had 2, but Spica with the big flank. He taunts through Broxa and flashes to continue the taunt on the rest of Team Liquid. Massive engage. And then even with Impact laying down the Gangplank counter initiation there, trying to slow down the rest of the team, that engage was too massive to actually even deal with. And they chase right through the Gangplank ultimate, pick up the rest of these kills. Spica in the front line here on the Shen, just finding it over and over again. Point blank taunt, setting the last one up for double lift, getting all 5 of the kills for TSM.
TSM, Bjergsen hasting double lift, so he's able to provide the slows with the auto attacks there as well. Bottom lane inhibitor still gone. 1 Nexus turret standing, Team Liquid on the defense. It is 2 minutes until Baron is back on the map. TSM no longer have the Baron buff, but after the events of the past 5 minutes or so, they're still feeling confident. They know they're in a better spot in the game. They control the entirety of Summoner's Rift. Look at the ward line right now. Look at the Team Liquid jungle lit up with all of these red vision indicators on your minimap showing exactly how much control TSM has. Impact will do his best to hold on down here, trying to survive 1v1 against Broken Blade. 2 levels down, level 16 on the Gangplank, level 18 on the Irelia. Death's Dance completed, stopwatch in inventory. Broken Blade has pretty much the ideal setup to pop off in the next fight.
For the first time in years, I feel like TSM are confident in their jungler. And it comes with the youngest player in the LCS. Spica has made so many big plays for them in playoffs under high pressure scenarios where we always have a magnifying glass on these players. And he is just taking that pressure in stride. Let's see if they can actually complete it though. Team Liquid, again, they still have 3 Drakes to their name as well. They could still secure the Dragon Soul for themselves, even with this 4,000 gold deficit. They have a very good team for counter-engaging if TSM falter, if they mess up their engage the second time around. Problem for them is it's a level 18 Irelia with the stopwatch, with a Zillion, with a Shen. So this is just a very fearsome assassin that will be diving into the team, and they have to make very good use of their peeling abilities.
One thing I want to point out, with Static Shiv completed on Tactical, that is an AoE slow combined with Stormrazor. Remember that Stormrazor's description says your energized effects, not just the energized effect of Stormrazor, slow for the next 0.5 seconds. So that means with those 2 lightning effects combined, Tactical can provide some extra kiting potential for his team or some extra slowdown potential on multiple targets with those procs. QSS also in his inventory. They have QSS and Cleanse both available on this AD carry, on this Jhin. If there was ever a time for Rookie of the Split Tactical to pop off, it would be here in this Game 5 in these dire straits for Team Liquid, as TSM only need their jungler and their AD carry. Look at the items on Double Lift. He has 6 items, Kobe. Full build for TSM's AD means they can 2-man that Baron incredibly quickly. They've got that one secured already, and it is 1 minute until the Dragon Soul is alive. Whoever gets it takes that soul.
This would be an epic comeback now for Team Liquid after the last 5 minutes of this game and how much TSM have gained. They're facing down the beefed up Broken Blade Irelia, iconic champion for him. The Zillion for Bjergsen, iconic champion, unkilled in this game so far. And as you mentioned, Fed double lift providing the DPS. Can Team Liquid do it in the final hour here? Game 5, this is it, 30 seconds on the Dragon.
I feel like this game will be decided at this soul fight. Bjergsen, he's caught out. The damage comes through. Tactical trying to hit the shots. Bjergsen running away. Spica's hanging out nearby. Bjergsen will not just not be dead. He won't even have to use his ulti. The cooldown's still there. TSM rushing into the Team Liquid base. Biofrost and Double are going to be vulnerable. Impact looking to chase him down. Barrels coming out. Chain coming through. Biofrost backing out now. Team Liquid still looking to make more happen here, but TSM are too quick. They get themselves out. The Drake is on the map. It looks like Broken Blade could be able to just go there by himself and secure that one. Nice deadly flourish. Spica again could be the target, but TSM, their kiting is showing so much value as they're able to walk away from Team Liquid time and time again. The weakness of this draft, the lack of engage, the inability for Team Liquid to pick their fight when they want it, ends up spelling disaster for them throughout this game. It is TSM who take the Cloud Soul and still have the Baron for another 80 seconds.
We may not have crowds in the COVID era, Flowers, but I can hear the TSM chants in my head swelling here. Game 5 in playoffs, poised to take their spot in finals versus FlyQuest. TSM now with the Cloud Soul, with the Baron buff, still another minute left on it for them to push. You need to spread into a 1-3-1. Try and close off all vision for Team Liquid. You want to push in your minion waves, keep them corralled, trapped inside their base so they can't get any of that vision out into the jungle. Use the Baron buff to whittle away at these inhibitors.
Team Liquid have to mount one hell of a defense right now. The players on the roster, the experience on this roster, if there's anybody that can do it, you would expect it would be them. But the deck is stacked against them. 2 inhibitors both exposed. 1 inhibitor turret remaining here in the mid lane. Double of Spica and Biofrost pushing down top side. Broxy using the smoke screen to buy a little bit more time. Broken Blade is left unattended in the bottom lane, but Impact knows he cannot beat this man 1v1. It is simply not a fair matchup at this point with the advantages Broken Blade has. You can see him take down that inhibitor on his own. Poor JJ goes for the hook. Biofrost taking some damage. Jensen with the ball thrown in, but Doublelift is unstoppable. Tactical going to be killed. 2 already down on the side of Team Liquid. Jensen going to be going next. Double kill over to Doublelift, and TSM will get themselves an ace for 0. They will shut down Team Liquid's chance at redemption, and they will earn a spot in the playoff finals.
Congratulations to TSM. They are back in the LCS finals. Spica and Broken Blade will make their first appearances in the LCS finals on TSM. What a